She also said here, 2023 was historic in ratings. No, it wasn't. 2004 was bigger than 2023.
In a recent ESPN segment, Elle Duncan said that WNBA ratings took off in 2023. But here's the problem, that just doesn't line up with the facts. In this video, we're setting the record straight. We'll look at the real viewership numbers from 2023 and 2024 and break down what's actually driving the growth in women's basketball. The truth? It wasn't 2023 that changed everything. It was Caitlin Clark's arrival in 2024 that truly shook things up, giving the league a huge boost and putting it in the spotlight like never before. And we'll also talk about why it matters that Duncan keeps pushing this narrative and how it could distract from the real progress happening right now in EE.
This whole thing doesn't take into account that the reason why 2023 was such an uptick is because of Caitlin Clark.
In this video, you'll see the real proof behind the WNBA's recent surge and the efforts by some to shake the story. ESPN's Elle Duncan made a bold statement that caught a lot of people off guard. She claimed that 2023 was the year WNBA ratings took off. You read that right, 2023, not 2024. Right after her comment aired, fans lit up social media. Many were quick to push back, pointing out that her claim didn't match what actually happened. We're going to break it all down, what the data really says, what's driving the league's rise, and why this kind of misinformation matters.
That's the worst.
Confidence. You'd think she was quoting straight from official ratings. But here's the issue. The actual numbers tell a totally different story. When you line up the viewership data from 2023 and 2024, the difference is clear. 2024 didn't just edge ahead, it blew 2023 out of the water. This season, WNBA games are regularly pulling in 2 to 3 times more viewers than last year. Games that used to attract around 300,000 viewers are now drawing close to 1 million. So how does a sports analyst miss something that obvious? That's the question.
Better than her. They are the conversation.
Teams didn't start heavily promoting their games against the Fever because of some breakout season in 2023. They did it because of the Caitlin Clark effect. Her arrival changed everything. But that simple fact doesn't seem to fit the story some in the media want to tell. Think back to last year, what was really dominating WNBA coverage. It wasn't record-breaking games or standout plays. It was mostly off-court drama and media buzz that had little to do with what was happening on the court.
But it was the most in 19 years, which was something, and it was a big uptick from 2022 in fairness. But also, this whole thing doesn't take into account that the reason why 2023 was such an uptick is because of Caitlin Clark.
When Elle Duncan talks about storylines from 2023, she's really talking about all the off-court drama that grabbed headlines. That year, the focus wasn't on basketball, it was on controversy. There was the Kelsey Plum video, Twitter feuds between players, and constant social media back and forth. All of it overshadowed the actual game. Instead of highlighting great performances or smart strategy, the media often treated women's basketball like a reality show, analyzing posts and drama more than what happened on the court.
We can look back in 2023, we can see that they were the biggest conversations. And the problem is that this league is not seen in most situations as a bad.
The coverage felt like a distorted mirror, showing everything except what really mattered, the game itself. Fans got more drama than basketball, with stories about things like shoe deal disparities getting more attention than the incredible skills on the court. The focus shifted from the sport to the surrounding noise. And then there was Duncan's comment about Caitlin Clark just a year ago. She said, "The Caitlin Clark stuff is sucking the life out of the WNBA." Those words came from someone talking about a player who's brought millions of new viewers to women's basketball and helped sell out arenas across the country.
The Caitlin Clark stuff is sucking the life out of the WNBA. Well, you are on First Take. You are getting all these opportunities because of a boom started by Caitlin.
This isn't just about getting the timeline wrong on when ratings took off. It's about controlling the narrative around who deserves credit for women's basketball's growing popularity. There's pushback against giving Caitlin Clark the recognition she deserves for bringing in new fans. Duncan's claim that the 2024 ratings surge will never happen again ignores the real shift happening. She's dismissing the fan movement that's been building around the WNBA, as if it's just a passing trend. But here's the truth. These new viewers aren't just tuning in for Clark. They're sticking around to watch other players and teams. They're becoming real WNBA fans, not just Clark fans.
Caitlin Clark. the records numbers in 2023 was caused by the boom started by Caitlin Clark, and the fact that the media cannot realize that even if it isn't just only Caitlin Clark, that what these players have done, these young players have done, especially Caitlin Clark, 95% of it being.
This type of coverage only creates division where there should be celebration. Instead of recognizing that more viewership benefits everyone in women's basketball, some commentators are setting up an us versus them narrative, pitting established WNBA fans against the new wave of viewers. Why would anyone who claims to support women's sports want to push new fans away? Media personalities focus on drama instead of on-court achievements. They downplay these athletes' true accomplishments, implying that controversy is more important than basketball.
Not a knock on the sport. Who gives a flying FUCK why a player gets brought in? The problem is the media have done so much time blaming that player, blaming new fans, that ironically all they've done is either turned off a lot of new fans, because the media itself, I actually think, is a reason why there wasn't, not more obviously than Caitlin Clark's year, but the media itself probably drew and ran off 200,000-300,000 people minimum from watching the draft this year, because people that just enjoyed women's basketball just got put off by the entire thing. It's at least a couple of 100,000 people that would have just stayed.
We should be asking why some media figures are reluctant to recognize the real reasons behind the WNBA's growth. Why downplay the new fans discovering women's basketball? Why focus on conflict instead of celebrating progress? The numbers are clear. More people are watching women's basketball than ever before. Instead of questioning if these fans are the right kind, maybe it's time we appreciate that more people are finally seeing the incredible talents of these athletes.
You go watch Iowa play, and you watch Iowa play against UConn if you're a new fan, and maybe you're like, oh, that Beckers girl is really good.